Hey, have you ever played a game that no matter how many years pass, you go back to it and find a new love for it all over again? That's Monster Hunter World for me. As much as I enjoyed Rise and the older handheld games and titles, Monster Hunter World cemented itself as the Monster Hunter game for me. With its stunning visuals, more realistic art style, and the same amazing art direction and monster design as the previous installments. Now, does the game have issues? Yes. Was the game launch perfect? God no. Especially on PC. Was there a lower volume of monster variety from previous titles? Yes. But despite these issues, the devs continued to patch the game and fixing the issues instead of battling the community online or straight up shutting it down. Now, the game came out in January 26th in 2018 for consoles and released August 8th the same year on PC. That's 6 whole years ago, with an all-time peak at 329,000 players and recently shooting up to 24-hour peaks of 54,000 players, most likely due to the upcoming release of Monster Hunter Wilds, which is essentially the sequel in terms of mainline games. World has always had an impressive peak throughout its lifespan. For example, with the release of the expansion Iceborne in 2020, the game peaked at 284,000 players and its lowest performing 24-hour peak being 23,000 players in 2022. It's still impressive for a 4-year-old single-player co-op adventure at that point, so after 6 years, is the game still worth buying? Yes. More than ever before in fact. Not only do you have all the content and hunts ready on purchase, but you get the whole base game for a whopping €29.99 or $33. And if you want to add the Iceborne expansion, it's gonna cost you another €20 or dollars, but the game is often on sale, so look out for that whenever Capcom has big game sales or just sales in general. The game will give you so many hours of gameplay, crafting, optimizing, and if you got friends, do take them along for the ride. I will note that the co-op has some frustrating criteria while progressing through the main story, with friends needing to have watched the cutscenes in the missions before joining it for co-op, but that's only one part. The missions themselves are straightforward: hunt or capture said monster, fight epic battles, and bring home the rewards. Might sound repetitive at first, but the gameplay itself makes the entire process so enjoyable you basically forget all about it being a loop in the first place. Another thing that makes the gameplay so fantastic is the variety in weapons and learning to master them all, or maybe you put all your skill into one of them. This gives us players a choice to pick a sort of weapon that suits us best, whether it's a big, slower, hard-hitting weapon such as the hammer or the greatsword, or faster paced gameplay like the dual blades or something of that sort, or staying on range and gunning them down with a bow, light bow gun, or heavy bow gun. The encounters or missions usually start with you tracking the monster, where you can also do some geological research such as mining nodes, picking different flowers and berries. That might craft you certain items you need to endure the environmental hazard of the zone you're in. Once you've found the monster, it's time to go to work. Not every monster can be dealt with the same way, and they all come with different hardened parts, weak spots, and more. Big telegraphed attacks, some which will knock you over or straight up just blow you up. The missions can be taken on either solo or with friends or random players. If you find yourself in a pitch, you can fire up the SOS flare and have other hunters come to your aid. Or if you feel like being a hero, you can participate in helping other players who have a SOS signal lit. So let's go back to why Monster Hunter World is still buying 6 years later of its release. First of all, you have a great dedicated community as the Monster Hunter series has always had. You got great stunning visuals, engaging gameplay, and no microtransactions or pay-to-win systems, and an expansion that is almost as big as the base game. You got great monster variety, weapon variety, and a ton of replayability. This is truly one of those games that withstood the test of time, and where you can boot it up even after beating the story and still have just as much fun as you did the first time around. And now with the community and its players peaking higher due to Monster Hunter Wilds, which has just been announced to come out in February 2025, now is the perfect time for you to enter the new world and hunt some monsters. And if you do, I'll see you there. And I've been Vermillions, and I'll see you next time. Also, I'm gonna bait out an Anjanath with a big steak and let him stomp on my face if you subscribe. Bye.